Hello and welcome to Simple REI's mini course on how to automate your fix and flip business and make passive income without feeling the effects of a recession. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I'm going to walk you through how to buy at lower price points, and I have a resource for you that I'm going to share at the end that will allow you to apply for unsecured funding before your next deal. That way you'll be able to do more flips at once. If you don't already do multiple flips at a time, and the reason is because you are the handy person behind all the work, I'm going to teach you how to make even more profits, and I am going to challenge you to do more flips in 1 month than you've ever done in the past. So right now you're probably wondering, who the heck is this chick? I'm Leanne. The late Bob Proctor was my mentor. As a coaching client of his, he taught me how to shift my paradigm and limiting beliefs, and now I teach my real estate coaching clients and my staff how to shift theirs. I was also a Sunday school teacher and a foster mom to a bunch of puppies during the pandemic. If you want to go back a few years further, I was also a wedding photographer for 10 years, and I dabbled in corporate America for a couple years too. Fast forward to today, I'm an online real estate investing coach and I work 3 days a week. I get paid to travel. I study my coaching clients' problems very well by consistently asking them questions, and I get paid very well to solve their problems. It's so much fun, and I have become obsessed with helping entrepreneurs like you automate your fix and flip businesses, make money with passive income in real estate, and have a bunch of fun along the way. I'm super pumped to have you here today. So, in 2017, I drove 2 hours one way to my first deal, which was a wholesaling deal in upstate New York. It was brutal because I did not have a mentor, didn't know what I was doing, and I only made $7,000. Since then, I've gone on to make six figures wholesaling, flipping houses, doing short-term rentals in luxury properties that I don't even own and have never been to, some of which are across the world. I'm also an owner of an assisted living facility, and these are some of the methods that I'm going to share with you on day 3 to jumpstart your passive income. If you have experience in real estate, then you know that my success did not happen overnight. I failed numerous times, and right now you could probably resonate with the fact that the market feels like doors are literally being slammed in your face. Profits are drying up, and it's no longer worth the risk to flip houses right now. Or so many of you may think, because I'm here to challenge that and show you that the door is still open. It's wide open, okay? I want you to know that if you're here, that's because you were meant to be here. This is not a coincidence. This is the perfect training for you, and it's going to resonate with you if you want to feel unstoppable in a recession. Maybe you're having a hard time finding profitable deals. Or maybe you're having a hard time finding contractors that are priced reasonably that actually know what the heck they're doing. Maybe it feels like pulling teeth getting someone to actually buy your newly renovated flip so that it doesn't sit on the market for half a year. Let's go over a little mindset reframe. If other fix and flippers are doing this with peace of mind, you can too. Let's talk about the science behind the steps of becoming resistant to a recession. Then I'm going to teach you the elements of automating flips, and in the second lesson, I'm going to go over the most common mistakes. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you're an eager beaver just like me and you just want to get to the good stuff, I actually have a bonus training too. There are limited seats, and it's only if you qualify. You can apply early by filling out the application below. Just click apply now. In that training, I'm going to share with you the walkthrough on how to consistently get inbound leads to buying houses at the lowest price without doing mailers, bandit signs, or cold calling. So you're basically going to get a deep dive into my automated process of how I bought and wholesaled houses on autopilot without ads or a virtual assistant. It sounds crazy, right? But I want to break that down for you and explain to you how we could work together if you feel like I am the perfect fit. If you feel like I'm your person, okay? Now, back to the science behind becoming resistant to a recession. I'm going to use some hypothetical numbers here. Again, I'm not saying this is how much money you make on a flip. Some of you make six figures on a flip. So just add a zero and you'll feel what I'm saying, okay? Here goes. Let's say you're about to buy a property and after crunching the numbers, you estimate that your net profit is going to be around $40,000. Now, let's say politics, the economy, and Mother Nature, aka hurricanes, aren't being nice right now. So instead of $40,000 profit, you only make $25,000 profit, okay? So you sold $15,000 cheaper because you got a little worried, didn't want to wait, and just wanted to get out of the deal. That's not horrible. I mean, you still made $25,000, right? Now, same scenario. You're about to buy a property, you're crunching the numbers, and you're aiming to make a profit of $25,000. Now you sold the property $15,000 cheaper, and again, because you got scared and wanted to pull out, that's $10,000 profit. That $10,000 profit is seriously not funny. And after all the hard work you put into that flip, the only thing worse than that would be if you partnered with somebody and that profit got cut in half. You might as well go apply to be a manager at Home Depot because at that rate, you're not even going to be able to shop there much longer. All jokes aside, if the big fix and flippers are still winning, there has to be a better way, right? There is, and that's called by buying lower in the first place. Now, if you had bought the house for $10,000 to $15,000 cheaper in the first place, would any of the numbers that I just mentioned above even matter? No, they wouldn't. And in fact, you'd be ahead of the game. All you have to do is buy cheaper. How, you may ask? Using wholesaling techniques, of course. If wholesalers in your area are able to buy direct from the seller dirt cheap without a real estate license, then you can too. Come on now, you've seen those signs in people's front yards that say for sale by owner, right? So you know it's possible to eliminate the middleman. If sellers don't want to pay realtor fees, why should you pay them either? Okay, so you're probably wondering, who the heck am I to position myself as a direct buyer to sellers, especially if they don't have that for sale by owner sign in their yard? You probably don't even know what to say to these homeowners in order to buy their homes for 50 to 75% off, right? Those thoughts that you're having are probably not going to go away anytime soon, but it will be a constant shift every day. But as your confidence grows, every day the doubt will shrink, and the choice to believe that you can do this is all yours. Sometimes I have the same thoughts about myself. Sometimes I'm like, who am I to be teaching people how to build a 6-figure per month income for themselves? But then I'm like, who am I not to do that? We are both helping people, right? Like, it would be such a shame if you don't share these tips with distressed homeowners. You are literally preventing them from ending up with a foreclosure on their credit report for the next 7 years of their lives when you buy their homes dirt cheap. There's also a way to help them get back into the exact same property that they've been calling home for decades. Now, when you help them, you're allowed to be compensated for it because you're providing them value no matter how much you pay for their property. You took a lot of risk to get to where you are today. It's time to reap the benefits. I'm here to tell you that you can automate this process effortlessly right now. And I just want you to know that your heart is in the right place for wanting to know how to buy cheaper using wholesaling techniques. You're not doing this just because you want to get rich quick, And you're not just doing this because there's a recession that's imminent. You genuinely want to scale and automate your real estate business. And some of you are bursting to learn how to do this so that you could share it and help more people. If you could help someone right now, then my guess is you don't want to hold it in any longer, right? And I want you to know that if you have a feeling inside of you of transforming your real estate business, it's there for a reason. This type of success was meant for you. So a lot of people get confused with how wholesaling techniques could possibly help them become resistant against a recession. The techniques we are using is buying cheaper by going directly to the source, which is the seller. This might lead you to think you have to do cold calling, canvass a neighborhood, or do mailing. No. We are not going to be doing any of that, okay? We are going to make them come to us. This does not just involve people who are going through pre-foreclosure or tax liens either. Obviously, I cannot cover everything today, but I do go over 12 to 15 different types of people that you can get calling you on autopilot to buy their homes from them. I'll also show you exactly how to close more deals on houses that no other investor wants to tackle in my bonus training. You are going to be able to make profits on every kind of housing situation that gets thrown at you, no matter what. And you'll be able to close more deals every month on autopilot with the same tool that I still use today. It's called Ringless Voicemail. And when set up properly, it's going to change your life the same way that it changed mine. I'm going to walk you through that automation tool and how it works tomorrow. But if you're an eager beaver just like me, head over to RVM for ringless voicemail.simplerei.co. That's rvm.simplerei.co to look at the ringless voicemail option that I recommend. Wouldn't you rather have a proven system that brings you ideal house flips at the lowest prices you've ever paid versus being trapped in a nightmare of watching your profits fizzle out? If you don't control your money, it's going to control you. And if you keep doing things the same way, you're going to continue to get the same unwanted results that led you to this mini training in the first place. Luckily, you're in good hands, and I'm not going to lie, there's a ton of great real estate training courses out there, but what I found that they were lacking was accountability, unlimited one-on-one support, step-by-step actions in a workbook, and a guarantee that you will see increased profits in 90 days. All of my coaching clients are busy doing deals while they're learning these techniques. Once you get signed up, all you have to do is complete the action items in each module prior to moving on to the next module. Of course, there's also live Q&As with me. All right, at the beginning of today's training, I promised a resource to apply for unsecured funding before your next deal. The way that unsecured loan works is the biggest surprise I have for you. Okay, you know how most hard money lenders have an upfront fee or a long, drawn-out process to get funded? With us, funding takes 2 to 3 days, and there's no upfront fees or hard credit checks. And when you apply for it, a portion goes towards the very same course that I just mentioned above, making it seamless for you to go from funding to having the skills required to buy cheaper in the first place, and doing more deals per month than you've ever done when you press play on the entire system. So the only fee that you're paying for is to invest in yourself. All of this is offered with Simple REI and our third-party lender. Now, in order for us to offer amazing one-on-one support, there are limited seats. So click apply below to see if you qualify. And as an added perk, I'll give you a bonus training after these videos. This is a short clip explaining the course content. It's a video from my TikTok that I figured I'd just throw in as part of this. So a lot of people have been asking me for the course outline. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. My hair looks a mess, and I can't promise that it will look better tomorrow or the next day, but I promise for Wednesday's video, my hair will be a little bit nicer. Just putting my calves against the jet in my pool because I went kayaking yesterday and somehow I hurt my legs and my arms feel fine. Anyway, getting into it, a lot of you have been asking me for my course outline, or I mean, long story short, you've been asking me what is the course about, what does each chapter teach, and stuff like that. So I printed the course outline, and I'm gonna tell you. Week 1, we discuss the pros and cons of wholesaling, and we just really recommit and confirm that the wholesaling method is the method for you. If not, a lot of people know this already, but I give you 14 days to switch into a different program. So if you would prefer to learn how to make $30,000 a month after month on a single family home, you could switch into that course, or you could switch into getting paid to travel, which is short-term rentals on steroids and international, or in just every city that you've ever wanted to go to in your life. Okay, my arm is getting tired, so I'm gonna switch. Okay, week 2, we discuss finding your expert BFF and 5 really important questions to ask them. I'll be honest, yes, I could be an expert in real estate, but I'm not an expert in your county or in your specific geographical location. So I teach you how to find an expert and become a BFF with them so that they can kind of be your second set of eyes. On week 3, we go over asset protection and obviously like the contingencies that you should have in your contracts while you're wholesaling. On week 4, we do a little bit more research. I would say it's more in-person research and stuff like that, little cool exercises to get you out of the house. Week 5 is when we start really diving into finding your investors, but finding them the old school way. So I don't know, I won't give it too much of a sneak peek away. Maybe go find some bandit signs, that's kind of old school. Going to the courthouse is a little bit old school. Week 6, we talk about continuing to build that strong cash buyers checklist, but we're going to use a lot of the new schools or new school way of doing things. So like online communities and stuff like that. And then week 7, we talk about deal breakers and when to say no, all right? But also how to find those motivated sellers. And again, you're gonna have to say no to some of them sometimes. Sometimes they say no to you, but if you have a firm grip of what you're doing, sometimes you're gonna say no to them. And then week 8, I call it stepping stones. We're gonna talk about public records, and we're gonna continue to strengthen that buyer's list. And then week 9, we're gonna talk about payday, how to close both the buyer as well as the seller, and all the scripts that you're going to need, and how to collect your earnest money deposit like a boss. For those of you that are like me and have bad memory, you're probably not going to remember anything I just said. So if you want a copy of my course outline, go ahead and click the link below and I'll email it to you. Take care. If you have any questions about today's training, just reply to the email I sent you earlier, and I'll see you on tomorrow's training. Take care.